Hello, this will be Lancen's first Pillars of Eternity stream. It's a game I picked up a couple of weeks ago, or a while back, maybe a month or two ago now, on a Humble Bundle, and I kind of picked it up and played it, and I kind of instantly was like, this is a game that I want to stream. I'm going to start off on normal. Yeah, I don't want to really mess with anything else. Normal's fine for me. I haven't played a ton of these games. Watch the intro here. So there's going to be a lot of, seems like there's going to be a good amount of voiced dialogue in this game. There's going to be a lot of written dialogue as well. The voice stuff, I'll just let that go, while the written stuff I will read. Let me know if there's a different way you'd like to go about that, or you would like to hear it. So it's kind of a bit of Eternity's kind of a Neverwinter Nights style game where you control a party of adventurers that has a stat system kind of similar to D&D, Dungeons and Dragons. It's you only build your starting character. Everything else are just members or party members you find out in the world and can join your party.
5 wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
Great, so we start as an adventurer who is settling in a new land, and we have fallen ill on this journey and our cart has broken down. You're going to start as a lady. We're going to start, there's different races here. You can be human, I'm going to screw up a lot of pronunciation in this game. There's humans, there's the Ao-Mao-Aos. They're strong, I guess kind of a barbarian race. They're an aquatic race too, though, so they're interesting. You got your dwarves, you got your elves, you got Orlons, which I guess are kind of your halfling style characters. We're going to be playing as a godlike on this one. The godlike are children of the Kith, civilized races, who have been blessed with physical aspects associated with the gods, though some do not consider it a blessing. These aspects may take many forms and often claim mystical powers. Aberrant head shapes are typical, and godlike are unable to wear protective headgear, as it's near impossible to find anything that fits. Because of their unusual nature and their inability to reproduce, godlike are often viewed with fear and wonder. I thought, because of their inability to reproduce, they'd be a good fit for our Tigerbucket channel here. So you can pick different kinds. You got, I don't even know. You have a death godlike, which have weird face coverings. They're the most distrusted of their kind. Strange growths cover their eyes, or in some cases entire face, giving them a sinister appearance. Their growths are transparent for their godlike, but opaque from the outside, hiding their features. Death godlike are commonly killed at birth because many cultures consider them to be harbingers of doom. When they attack enemies that are almost dead, their damage is increased. Then we have, what's up, Count? How you doing? And then we have a fire godlike, which is, I guess, the standard one. The bodies of fire godlike often resemble hot metal, burnt wood, or stone, with harmless flames that erupt from cracks in their skin. Fire godlike are objects of both reverence and fear in the Deadfire archipelago. Many locals believe that they have the power to awaken volcanoes, or that killing one will cause a volcano to awaken. In the Direwood, fire godlikes are often seen as a sign of the blessing of Magron, goddess of war and fire. And they are battle forged, so when they get lower health, they gain some damage reduction, and they deal some fire damage to enemies that hit them. Then you have moon ones, they glow. I kind of like them. I think I might go with that one. What's up, Mikey? How you doing? The moon godlike are the most tolerated of the godlike, while their skin tone and a large moon-like growth on their foreheads may be strange to some. Their appearances are generally considered more palatable than their kith. Sailors have many beliefs about moon godlike and their propensity to bring luck, though there is a little agreement as to what kind of luck they tend to bring. Every encounter when reduced to below certain amounts of health, generate waves of healing moonlight that restore endurance to them and allies. That's pretty cool. And the nature one, which we're playing a ranger, so that seems like it might be the most fitting. Nature godlike appeared to be a fusion of human and animal features, often covered by plants, moss, or fungi. This has led to the common stigma that they are diseased, and many are killed at birth because of it. Many druidic orders have a keen interest in nature godlike because of their general curiosity as to how souls occupy animals, plants, and stones. Wellspring of Life, you get a bonus to might, constitution, dexterity, and endurance when your HP is below half. I think I'll go with the nature one, because I think it's most fitting for the archer we're going to play. Oh, so I guess godlike can in kind of be in any kind of body. I guess an elf body makes the most sense for a ranger, huh? So we'll go with that. And we already said we're going to be playing the ranger. We're going to bow things to death. I asked some people, and that's kind of what they said they wanted to see, so we're going to do it. Their starting abilities, they get an animal companion. They don't do much damage, but they have high damage reduction. Link between the ranger and the companion is powerful. If one goes down in battle, the other suffers. We get bonuses to stealth and survival. Low amounts of endurance. And endurance is kind of like your temporary health within an encounter. But we'll go on to that more. So we have wounding shot or marked prey. Wounding shot, you can use it twice per encounter. Looks like it slows enemies. Whereas marked prey, you mark a target, and you and your animal companion do more damage against that target for the rest of the encounter. I think I'm going to start with marked prey. Then we get to pick a kind of companion we want. We get an antelope, a bear, a boar, a lion, a stag, or a wolf. I feel like I should pick a boar to kind of go along with Count's wild boar campaign that he's doing in RimWorld. I think we're going to do that. Oh, what should our animal name companion be named? Do we even have it? We don't have a name yet. We're naming our animal companion. I wasn't expecting all this. Let's go with Whoop-Ass. Then we get to attribute points. The ones with the stars next to them are kind of what's the most important stats for us. And then the ones with the silver stars are kind of second most important. Let's see. So might is going to be, looks like our most important. And then, okay, so perception is going to be to hit things and might is going to be to damage them. So we're going to want to pump these up to, I'd say 16s each, probably. Get our dex up to, that seems pretty good to me. Seems like a good place to start. I'm happy with that. Culture. Then we have different cultures as well we can kind of pick, which gives us different starting gear and stats. All sorts of things. We can go with the crossbows, regular bow. I kind of like that outfit the most. A large cracked southern expanse of polar ice, the white that wins, is home to pale elves and small colonies of daring explorers, outcasts, and adventurers. While virtually no plant life grows in the white, it is home to many hardy species of dangerous animals that forage from the sea or prey upon each other to survive. Maybe. The living lands in the mountainous region. I don't like the non-plant things. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Renowned for its diversity of plant and animal life, that sounds better. Its weather is unpredictable and its ecosystems vary dramatically from valley to valley. The living lands are home to an assortment of races and a variety of colonial and independent settlements. I think I'll probably go with that one. Seems like it's more developed. Yeah, let's go with the living lands. I like the sound of that. We get a bonus to survival there too. Background we pick. We can either be a colonist, part of a group of fledgling colonies, an explorer, a laborer, a merchant, a scientist. That seems neat. A mercenary, a hunter, or a drifter. I mean, hunter makes the most sense, right? I guess we'll go with hunter. Yeah, let's go with hunter. We can pick colors for our gear, which I probably won't spend a whole lot of time on. Let's go with a dark green, and then I don't know, kind of dirt colored. Yeah, that makes sense. Different head. We only got 3 heads to pick from. Let's take the flower in our hair. We want to look cute, right? We don't want the ugly face portrait. This seems the most fitting. So I think I'll stick with that.
Yes.
Charge!
Yeah.
Now I am leader of the group.
And different voices, of course.
I'm here.
Follow me.
Oh?
I shall lead us.
I guess I'll go with Mystic. I don't know. That seems fine. And our character name is Tigerbuck. Ticker. Oh no. Can we go back? Yeah, we can change it. That's not right at all. All right. So we got a new quest, the Gilded Veil. Caravan Master finishes addressing the group, his bushy red mustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for
Everybody
emphasis.
stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nods towards a looming black mass on
Whole
the
area's
hillside.
crawling with hut-dwelling types who'd be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood?
At last, the Caravan Master turns to you, frowning as he looks
Touch
you
of the
over.
rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker, but see about refilling our water first.
So we're looking
Got
for
a sick
some
one here.
berries to cure our sickness. Dan looks over his shoulder at his assistant, a lanky, intense man named Sparfle, who carries an old Sun Beach bow. That's who he's just talking to find the water. He nods in silence. I can ask a bunch of questions. I can ask about
They
the
don't
rocks.
got Audra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories. It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days. The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that. Hold on.
Go get some
Take
berries.
someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
He scans over the traveler, resting his eye at length on a sturdy, armor-clad woman who has spent the journey's night sleeping on uneven ground without blanket
Kalisha.
or pillow.
Kalisha!
The woman looks up on her own time. She needs to find some springberries, watch she doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
What kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her, you're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Hayden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a Beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
You heard the man.
Looking for
Let's get going
berries,
before you
worried
keel
about
over.
Beowicks, all sorts of stuff. So let me know if you want, like, if the volume needs to be up or down. You're having trouble hearing the dialogue from the NPCs and stuff. So run around now, using party AI, so
Anyone
you
need
can.
supplies? I've got sundries for sale.
This guy can sell us some stuff. Hoden. See, man, wearing simple. What's the class? I'm gonna leave these tutorials up so you guys can read them at your leisure if you so choose.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
Scratches one cheek with knuckles, covered with uneven stubble, as if he hasn't gotten quite used to shaving
Say,
on the
is
road.
there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
This is a merchant. We don't really have. We got enough money to buy something, but I think we're probably going to be happy with what we got at the moment. Yeah. we're just going to move on. It's nice to see that he's there. I'm going to buy some lockpicks, because I never want to be without lockpicks. Oh wait, we can't afford them. Never mind. We're not going to buy 3 lockpicks. We're going to buy... Well... I hit cancel. Let's just buy 1 lockpick, how about? Okay, we're going to move on. We're looking for some berries. I'm going to go ahead and hit the move fast button. Everything runs all silly, but
I'll have your water soon enough. Stream's not going anywhere.
but it moves much faster. Otherwise the game moves pretty, it's pretty slow getting everywhere. Trying to explore down here. Found some dead bodies, it looks like. I have played the first little bit of this, not very long though. We're gonna loot this thing, found a lockpick and some other armor. I've not played a whole lot of this. I've played the first like hour or so. We're definitely gonna get past the point, or we're gonna hit the point for certain where I played until.
This is recent. Not good.
So she's worried because there were people here. What buttons? Yeah, you can hold tab to kind of look over and see what's lootable or interactable, which is very handy. Yeah, we'll definitely get to the point that I played up until, and hopefully we'll get a little past as well. I don't remember where the berries are. Up here, maybe? I think they're up here. I think I went the wrong direction. I think the last time I played as a berserker. So ranger is kind of a very different class
Let's check
from
by
that.
those outcroppings.
Like we got a gutted deer. And here's our first bit of combat. You can kind of give everyone orders. Kind of tell them to attack the wolf and go after it. And there's skills too. Like I can go ahead and mark the wolf, for instance, so me and my target will do more damage, and she can knock it down.
What you need?
It's giving us all sorts of tutorials right now. Characters get engaged in melee. They can't move out of engagement. I think I'm going to turn down the sound effects a little bit. Yeah. So characters get engaged in melee. If you can't move out of engagement without taking kind of an attack of opportunity, enemies get a free swing at you. Let's go ahead and get these berries. So you don't want to, so you can kind of lock enemies up in engagement, and they can lock you up as well. Here you're a pretty good hunter. Don't tell Sparfle, or he'll run his mouth clear to Gilded Vale, trying to convince you how much better he is. That's interesting. That was a piece of dialogue I didn't get last time because I was playing a different class. So you kind of flesh out your character a little bit here if you want. Spend a lot of time living on my own in the wilderness. Yeah, how's it happen you came here? Civilization came and spoiled the land. We'll play a hippie. Some things just aren't in the stars, and there's no changing it. Makes you wonder if the gods like putting us in situations that can't be resolved just to see what we do. She breathes in her surroundings. Been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. Lord Rajik's offer makes a girl think. I'll give him that. You're here to settle like the rest of us lot? It's a hard offer to pass up. You won't find many offers like it in these parts, but leave me. Got some big plan in store. Do you want to get filthy rich? Let's say we're going to get filthy rich. Woman after my own heart. May you luck be better than mine. Anyway, I'm wasting time here. Odema will give me an earful. Let's be on our way. And we'll go back to camp. You know, I wouldn't hold my breath that Sparfle is getting your water anytime soon. He does what he feels like. When he feels like it, we should check up on him first. Slap him around a little. Stream's just down that way. Come on, let's go get your water.
Certainly.
So we're going to go get water because we don't trust Sparfle to do it for us. Apparently he's a lazy cunt. I would think we get our water from right here.
Sparfle went hunting. At least he left the water skins.
We found the water skins here, I guess. Crouch to the water bank, dip your water skins into the cool water while Calliska waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. Out of the trees emerges Sparfle, one of the guides, barely discernible in the dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow, and there is a strangeness to his gait, his stride wobbly as he moves towards you with labored breath.
Sparfle?
Calliska frowns.
Are you all right?
Sparfle's toe catches on a rock and he collapses forward in a heap, the feathered shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag.
Ambush!
You're getting ambushed here by a couple of enemies. I'll go ahead and mark the hunter here, and we'll attack him. And I'll send her after this other guy. So just keep shooting there. These little green dots above everyone's heads, those are your endurance. It's kind of like your temporary health. That will come back between encounters. Yes, Mikey, this is only single player. It's a single player, like story
Come on, we have to
RPG
get
kind
back
of.
to camp.
We took those guys out, no problem. The red things on their heads are their endurance. That comes back between encounters. There's also health. It's kind of like your temporary health. When you lose it in an encounter, you get knocked out. There's also a secondary form of health below that. We're gonna do the same thing as last time. Do I have to order the board differently? I kind of hope he goes on his own. But there we go. Got everything all marked up. So everyone's fighting. It seems pretty good about kind of figuring out what you want to do. And figuring out good plans for it. Maybe we should instead... Well, we did mark him. He is going down. So the red's like the temporary health, and then you have permanent health as well. You can see down here on the bottom left. Like I haven't lost, I think I lost 1 hit point so far of real health. And that will not replenish itself between your combat encounters. We took all of them out. Let's go ahead and loot everything. So we got just a couple hatchets, some shields, some hide armor. I'm gonna take all that.
Oh?
We'll come back to our camp, which has obviously been ravaged by these hunters. All around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Calliska puts the back of her left hand to her mouth as if to ward away some poisonous vapor. A handful of dark figures stands above the fallen, shredding on limbs and backs of heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs. One of them, towering and severe, with a thick beard tasseled with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of the man you recognize as Hodin, the last of your caravan left standing. That was the shopkeep that we talked to earlier. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose. You can ask him why he done it. Let's try and back down. I don't know what they did, but I don't have anything to do with it. Ignorance bears no absolution. I have seen your group's purpose. You are trespassers and plunderers all, and we will see this outrage avenged. So I say again, lay down your arms. Alright, I'm gonna throw shade then. Perception. Your courage is I get these options because of my I met these requirements, I have these stats. As you can see, there's other ones I would have access to if I had some higher stats, but I don't. So I'm going to use the perception one. Your courage is a mask. None of you has yet slain a true warrior. The man's brow creases, questioning. We have killed many trespassers like you. Kills are sloppy. These wounds on these people are inefficient and off target. This is the work of untested men accustomed to carelessness. The man bares his teeth. He looks at Hodin, helpless, his eyes shut, tightened for the killing blow. The man spits. We'll see whose courage is a mask. He shoves Hodin towards you. As he does so, the man rakes his blade across his torso. Hodin screams and tumbles forward. A wide gash in his clothing begins to bloom crimson. The man sets his feet to engage you, his axe raised high. So we cut Hodin a little bit, who's got a debuff now. Bruised ribs, negative to his constitution. I think last time I charged forward and did well. So I'm going to go ahead and mark their leader. Use the skill there, yeah. And tell my boar to go attack him. And we'll see if she can get to the hunter to knock him down. She can. So we're going to go ahead and get the boar to attack this hunter and take him out first. And we'll switch to Oh, that's right. I should probably give this guy orders. I forgot. He's part of our group now. He's kind of a rogue. So he can kind of blind people. We took them all out pretty handily, but Boar took the most of the damage, and he seems to be fine. Your enemy lies supine on the ground, unable to rise. His companion's now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasps. He looks not at you, but to the sky above you. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs the air. At this, the man's eyes roll back as he closes them. Good, good, the gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swell, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, upending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as though it is rending you apart from within. Seated against a wagon wheel amidst the howling maelstrom, slashes across chest and bowel. Odema's body stirs, and with great effort he raises his sagging head, his eyes barely open. He looks directly at you.
Inside! Run!
Cheers, Madjuro. How are you doing today? Thanks for coming out to watch. Going through the beginning of Pillars of Eternity here. Straining against a gale that threatens to pull you off your feet with every step, you set your hands in the worn folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With the last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Hodin trails behind, slowed by injury and delayed by early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers, who had been feigning death, lunges for Hodin and topples him onto the rocky ground. Restrained, Hodin lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you. From your position, you have a good chance at hitting your mark. Unfortunately, you don't have the dex to do this right here, so we'll fire at the attacker. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Hodin loose. Lurching to his feet, Hodin clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. Yeah, I would say so far, Madjuro, I would say this is very worth $10. I like it a lot. I kind of started playing it and decided I wanted to stream it. I liked it enough. But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Hodin to set his feet and join you on the trembling edge. There's deep resonance to the swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections, unsettling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight. And then it's going to take us to our first little dungeon here. Madjuro, I got it in a Humble Bundle a while ago, and I don't have any of the DLC with it either.
A Bewick. Had to be.
So that's the
And we're lucky to
Bewick
be
he was
alive.
talking about.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside. Can you walk?
He nods, he can walk.
Oh,
This is going to be our first little dungeon here. We got some experience. Lower level of the ruins has been blocked
Certainly.
off by fallen rubble. This will be our first kind of dungeon.
That should be far enough. But what now?
We look for another way out. Storm has to die sometime.
So I can kind of do a lot of things here. I can ask for a lot of lore stuff. I'm going to kind of pick things that I think are very interesting to me. But I'm not going to go through all the dialogue options, so I'm not sure how interested everyone is on watching that. If people want me to pick more options, I will do so. Stands to shake you like a sailor walking on land or time of sea, so
Could we maybe
he's
stay
hurt.
here and rest a few hours? I've lost some blood. Seems quiet off to the left. Might be a place to rest there.
Heaton wants
I
to
hate
camp
say
because he's
this,
hurt.
but we can't afford to stay put. Those Glonfathens were riled about something. Could be we got company in here. Looters will be armed and ready to kill, and there's probably a lot of them. We can't be caught sleeping in their beds.
So the first time I played this, when I played my barbarian the first time, he actually, I rushed them and attacked the guys that attacked us. I guess the Glenfalthans. But
Please, I just need to lie down for a while.
Hodin didn't get hurt,
Then we can move as fast
so
as you
he
want.
wasn't as bitchy
Maybe
as he
you
is
didn't
now.
hear me. We are gonna die in here if we don't get moving and get this place figured out before the looters come back. We've either got to find the exit or a damn good place to hide.
I guess we'll press on.
I'll do my best.
Oh?
What have I got here? Strange illness, right. -2 are concentration and fortitude.
Certainly.
So I do find the camera scrolls rather small. Maybe I'll try it like slowly. I am so pushy, I know. So there's a lizard here, and we're gonna try and be diplomatic with it. I couldn't get it to work last time. He seems fine. Guess I can slowly back away. But I tried that last time, and as soon as I got close to him, we had a
Those tiles
fight.
look suspicious. Let's be careful.
So we can enter scouting mode. When we get close to stuff, it'll kind of detect traps.
Found something.
You can see there's all traps there, so we can't go that way yet. I mean, we could, but shouldn't. Here's a dead body. Got a tattered journal with him. This small folio is torn in several places, and blood has soaked into several of the sheets. One later entry is still legible, however. I can't believe my luck. A few rounds of dice, and I've got my hands on a genuine Ingwithan artifact. Fellow who had it said it was a pretty nothing as far as he's concerned, but he's not willing to go digging in some ruins. But if he's right about this gem leading to a hidden treasure, then that's worth sneaking past a few painted elves. I'll head to Chillin Liss in the morning, and then it's just a matter of finding this relief he was talking about. So I guess that's this this relief gem right here. Brilliant blue gem has been sculpted to look like an eye. We'll take all those.
Wait.
So here we found a Scolder Whelp, whatever that is. We'll just have everyone attack first off, and then I will mark him and knock him down and blind him. So he should be pretty well screwed. Yeah, he did not last long. And all these things we can use once per encounter, so there's no reason not to really use the crap out of them.
Hmm?
Is there anything else this way?
We
There's
might
a
be able to break
wall.
through here.
Crack runs along the wall from the floor to ceiling. A light gust of air passes through it. Despite the damage, the stone looks heavy and solid. Push with all my might, the crack begins to spread. Finally, you feel the ancient masonry give away. The wall crashes down, revealing a circular room ahead. So we're able to push this wall over here and get into this this room. There's another enemy, which I'll go ahead and just tell us all to attack. I'll mark him. I'll save the blinding strike because it seems super necessary, and I'll save it in case there's an enemy I don't see.
It's around the corner. How can I help?
I guess these two didn't get the memo.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and blind that one. It's fine. It all went great.
Hmm?
That guy got blown to little bits.
Certainly.
Well, we should be holding tab in these rooms so we can see where things are.
Fresh air in here. I think we found an exit. Sounds like the storm path, too.
There's a little spider. We'll blind this one and mark this one.
Them.
Oh, he died quick. This one shouldn't last much longer either. Yeah, they're both chumps.
Certainly.
They don't got shit. We'll keep on going. And this leads back to the other side of that kind of trap area. So we can keep going, but there's more here. We're going to go ahead and explore that real quick. Is there a faster mode? Double speed? Yeah, there is. Oh, some pots I didn't check. An urn's got a hatchet. Not a big deal. I think we're going to go double speed. I'm going to check real quick to see if there's an option for faster scroll speed. There is. Let's double it. Oh yeah, much better. We're going to open this door here and go in this room. Found some symbols that match the tiles. So we're not a fire godlike, so we can't do that, but we can use a torch. I guess we could use our fire powers if we were one of those to do it instead. We're gonna light all these with a torch. This wall over here is interesting. Mural must be ancient, yet the colors are still bright and vivid. It shows a procession of Ingwithans. Oh, it went away. Of Ingwithans from all the Kith races, Alma, Elf, Orlin, Dwarf, and Human. They walk among pillars similar to the ones that span this chamber, each one topped with a flame. So I guess one for each race, I think. There's some oozes for us to fight. So I'll blind this one and knock this one down. We'll go attack, and we'll unpause. I don't want to enter scouting mode. I was trying to hit Alt instead of... Ooh, that hurt the boar pretty good. There's already one down. Second one shouldn't be much longer.
Certainly.
Go ahead and pick up our loot here. Just some ooze stuff. He had a big old poleaxe.
What's that muck on the wall?
A viscous slick of something dark and tar-like runs down the walls, probably those black ooze kind of stuff. The shape and bulges in the ooze suggest that something lies beneath it, but you can't tell what. Use the water skin we got earlier to clean it off. You rinse the ooze away, revealing an intricate relief of a man's face. The sunburst surrounding it has chipped away in places, but the details of his head, from the tight swirls of hair to the ridges of his pointed ears, still showcase remarkable craftsmanship. One eye socket's empty. A gem fills the other. We will place the gem in the eye socket. The chamber begins to rumble, stray rocks dancing across the tile floor. Finally, a large section of the wall gives away. So we got a secret passage here. Got a surprise ooze in it. What is attack? I don't think we need to get too crazy. That first attack does a lot of damage. That's fine. It should go out pretty quick here. Be done with that. Pick up our stuff. What's this? It's a minor cloak of protection. So it gives us some fortitude, reflexes, and will. And we get some gemstones, which is super handy. So I think we can equip those by putting it on there. Should be good. So what's our bow like now? Regular hunting bow, 12 to 18 damage. I don't think we got anything that's better. I guess we got this crossbow. Could use that. I guess we should put on a hatchet and shield in case we get melee. We can switch to that. Throw it away, wait for a major one. Yeah, I think it's very much supposed to be like Icewind Dale or Baldur's Gate. I think that's pretty much kind of what they're going for with it. So here we want to, so as you can see, their traps some of them have been disabled. The ones that are glowing still work. So one by one, we'll move through, as to avoid blowing them up. We could also go that alternate path where I broke down the wall. So I guess it's trying to kind of teach you that there's many paths through a dungeon and through the traps that are set for you, which is really neat. I can get stuck doing that stuff for a long time. Alright, and we'll meet back up and we'll move on. Alright, so you can throw away the minor gems for a major one count. Or the cloak. We'll attack the spiderling for now. Oh, there's a big one. We'll pause real quick and set up kind of our attacks for that one. Alright, so we want to knock down this minor one, I think. Or this little spiderling. I'm going to get away there. Alright. We got through that pretty easy. Took a little bit of damage, but not too bad. A spear spider leg. So there's tons of information on all these items too if we want to take the time to read them.
Oh?
Bats as large as chickens are strung up in the web. And here we found a rapier and a bloodstone.
Certainly.
Bloodstone for the blood gods. There's a dead guy who's got a hat. Remember, we can't wear hats. We got pointy heads. We got some jasper and some agate. Agate? I don't know. A gem. We're gonna go out. We pushed through our first dungeon. We made it, guys. Yay us. So we've appeared to stumble upon something weird. Four figures stand before an otherworldly apparatus, an ancient structure of chiseled Audra, and Audra's the rocks that are around here, and metallic veins, ominous and looming like a silent observer. Standing motionless in their midst is what appears to be a human body, colorless as stone or ash. The other figures gaze upon it in what might be contemplation. From your vantage point, you are well obscured from their view. The figure closest to the machine stands out among them. A thick gray beard frames a face otherwise hidden beneath a metallic mask. His faded robes are embroidered with a runic language unlike anything you've ever seen, and he wears a strange black headdress with two protrusions that jut out like the wings of some malevolent creatures.
Oathbinder, bear witness, and see this man has kept his word true to his last breath, full to his blood's last drop. Guide his soul, queen that was, and regard it among your favored. Let his life by the key be his confession. Let his death by the key be his absolution. May he walk the world ever free of the crushing weight of the book.
So we've walked upon some weird kind of ritual. Some old dudes in robes. Mikey, we can't wear hats because we have, like, weird heads with horn things.
Your brother has done his part, and you have seen the power of his contribution. I will accept no further hesitation from the rest of you. In the sight of the queen that was, will you fulfill the oath? Will you take your place beside your brother in the endless esteem of her memory that is without flaw? Step forth, and be assured of the great worth of your life's course.
So there's lots of funky, weird stuff going on. Stuff about evil books and some being the key, and now it looks like it's sucking some life energy out of people, and weird shit's happening. And now there's some purple mist. For an instant, the apparatus goes quiet and the air is still. Then all at once it erupts with a concussive surge. Light floods your vision and you are knocked to the ground. Your head snaps back as you land, and pain wells into the back of your skull, washing your last thoughts away into the black, unconscious void. You open your eyes to a different place, another time. You stand in a circular room, grand and domed. Its walls lined with adra and trimmed with copper. The style is ancient, but the chamber is unweathered. At the far end, a great pillar of adra pierces the floor from below. Its shimmering texture gives the illusion of boundless depth. Encircling the pillar is an apparatus much like the one you have just seen, but immense and multifaceted and intertwined. Your thoughts are yours and not yours, and they seem to exist before you think them, and they are all questions. Pressing questions, troubling questions. Questions that must be answered, or... At the base of the pillar now, you see a man with a thick gray beard and ceremonial robe, crowned with a strange ornamental headdress. You know this man. You are walking towards him now at a pace that is hurried while trying not to appear so. You have something you want to ask him, one question above all, and the question spins madly in your mind. It looks like we're back to the real world now, and some weird-ass shit is going on. Judging by the loot piles next to her friends, you awaken to find they're probably dead. You awaken to find your malaise is broken, only to be replaced with something far more concerning. Faint whispers are audible at the edge of your hearing, like a ringing in your ears that does not subside. Movement flits through your periphery, but when you turn to look, you can see no sign of whatever it was. You find your gaze regularly darting this way and that, an involuntarily paranoid tick. If this is a sickness, it might be dangerous to go without treatment for long. The figures of the machine stand frozen in place, flesh and blood replaced by cinders and ash. The man who led them is nowhere to be seen. One of your characters become fatigued. Fatigue represents physical and psychological wear and tear. Most commonly received as an injury when a character is knocked out, but sometimes certain interactions will also call fatigue. Fatigue can get worse. Resting gets rid of it. Hoden and Callista lie bloody on the uneven cobbles, their bodies twisted unnaturally in death. You are alone and far from help. Gilded Veil may be your best hope of retrieving treatment before things get worse. So they did. But you know, I'll take their stuff, I guess.
I'd best shed some gear.
And I think I'm over encumbered now, I believe. I've got too much stuff, which isn't surprising. I've got a lot of stuff on me. How do I throw things away? I can craft. Right, I remember crafting now. Oh, I can stash things too. How does that work? Can I just throw all like everything in my stash and be done with it? I want to keep the beer. Great.
Yes.
And I think I leveled up. That's what this means? Yes. So we can level up some different things. Survival is pretty good. It gives us damage reduction. Mechanics is pretty good. We can see traps and stuff. Lore, so we can know things. We're not very good with the lore. We can do a little bit of athletics. Let's get a couple points in athletics. Get up in our survival at least a little bit. And we'll do a little bit of stealth as well. I don't normally play with stealth much, but I think I'll do it right now. We can pick a talent for our class as well. So it gives you different things for your companion. So our companion can do more damage. It can be tankier. It can be more faithful. Improve defenses against charm, confuse. So keep it from being taken over by weird stuff. Animal companions do small amounts of sneak attack damage against targets that qualify. I'm gonna go with vicious, I think. Get a vicious companion for now. I'll be done with it. That's our level up. And we'll move on here. Now solo. We're seeing weird shit, as you can see. Looks like there was a guy tied to a bench or something. Things are getting weird. As you can see, all the people that were here are now like ash statues. We got some... You can touch them and get some vessel flesh, which seems rather creepy. Looks like it's someone tied to a burning stake. I don't like that. It's pretty weird. As soon as we touch it, it goes away. What's this vessel flesh stuff? Do we not actually get it? We don't. It disappears. It's creepy. I don't like it. Let's move on to Valewood, because that's all that's here, and we'll keep going.
It's just a quick nap.
All right, so we are looking to get to the town that we were venturing to in the first place. Got some camping supplies, some leather armor. We'll move around this way. Is that like a shadow, a ghost thing? What is that? That's weird. Some blood moss. I guess that's for creating stuff. We'll venture onwards. We're on double speed. Moving too slow for my taste. Get some river reeds. Those are bound to be handy for something. Who knows? But yeah, this is a... I like the feel of this game. Definitely a more slower paced RPG. What we found here. Found some Zarips, whatever the fuck those are. We will mark the most convenient one. And we will both attack him. Let's make sure I keep the mark going though. Looks like everything's on my board, thankfully. Seems to be staying pretty well. He doesn't have any special abilities that I can see. Already taken one out. Everything kind of goes on the attack timer. You can see under those red dots, or those green dots that are their health. And they attack every so often. Boar does good damage now with that bonus increase. That last arrow finished. Oh, I missed him. Whoop-ass missed him too. Poor pig. Pig full of whoop-ass. There's lots of stuff. I'm gonna take all of it. So I might as well. Some silver fittings. Quarterstaff and a hat. Struts and supports large enough to be the ribs and vertebra of a dragon. I don't think they are, though. That'd be pretty ridiculous. It'd be pretty sick. I don't think we found a random dragon hut. Let's see what's in this cave. Guess we should
Whispers
try
and
and, like,
shadows.
sneak. That'd probably be good, right?
Finish them! Finish them!
Scouting mode is used for hidden stealth and for finding objects. While scouting, your character selection circles will start. Oh yeah, so you can get detected while you're in the scouting mode. But yeah, that's fine. Mark the bear, and now we are attacking the bear. Oh, the bear is kicking our boar's ass. Oh, poor boar.
Not quite.
We may have made a mistake. Turbo attributes wellspring of life. Oh, Jesus. So that knocked us out good. We died. Okay, so let's auto-save from this cave. That bear beat our ass. I remember taking out that bear pretty handily in when I was playing on, I think I was playing on easy difficulty to make sure though. Let's give it one more try here. So, I mean, it's a little better. 22 damage is good. That's awesome. Just don't knock our boar out in our second hit. See, that's when I start to worry.
Not quite.
I'm gonna switch weapons. We're gonna use second wind here, hopefully. I think he's going to kill it. It is unbearable, you're right, Wales. And we got knocked out again. Okay, so maybe on normal difficulty we cannot beat the bear yet. We might have to come back to this cave. The bear seems to have our number. So let's leave the bear alone. Leave him to his cave. He's beaten us pretty good. Let's see what else we can find. Here, there's a wolf. I can kill a wolf. Wolves aren't as tough as bears. See, look at that. He's already mostly dead. Like, our boar's still fine.
Certainly.
That was much easier.
Shall we get some shut-eye?
We got a pelt and everything. Shattered pieces of a crate are strewn across with dirt, along with a few muddy vegetables. There's the actual crossing. Grass is still flat behind the wagon's wheels. Barrels of cabbage, potatoes, and squash have been overturned and abandoned. The squash has been squashed. If you can believe it. So this is, we could leave the map here and go somewhere else, but I think we're going to stay. I think we need to go a different direction. Who's this?
Good day, stranger.
Anton? The man appears to be hurriedly dismantling his camp in quick, jerky movements. He looks up as you approach, the expression tense and drawn. Greetings, he says, a little breathless. On your way south, is it? He coats his brow, turning to face you. The sooner you clear these woods, the better, I think. Our caravan is tacked. I've been trying to get to the Gilded Vale. Hard luck, sorry to hear it. You should be fine from here. There's no missing the Vale if you keep to the road and you haven't far to walk. But you'll want to keep clear of this place after that. We were just attacked north of here. Me and a friend of mine, we came out of here to hunt some deer. Came up on a bear instead. Great monstrous thing. And Pearly, he didn't make it. I don't know what to tell his wife. In any case, the forest ahead's already cost me a friend. I'm heading home before it takes anything else. Well, we know where the bear is. He also killed us a couple times. I guess I can ask him who he is. He's Nanton. Born and raised in Gilded Vale. Haven't had a spot of luck since. Luckier than Pearly, I suppose. Farewell. Maybe we can go take care of that bear problem later, but right now it's not ideal. Seems like we're a little above our hitting power right now, so I guess we'll go ahead and journey to Gilded Vale. I don't think there's anything else. Well, we haven't explored all this way. There might be something else. I have to fully explore maps. There's an outlaw. I'm gonna mark that outlaw. It's nice of enemies to go attack our boar before they attack us. It's really handy. Whoop ass missed. That's okay, we got him.
Certainly.
He had a bunch of stuff on him. We'll pick it all up for now.
Oh.
On boar. That's where we came from. Here's another camp. Timfrith, young dwarf tending to the stew, looks up, startled as he sees you approach. He drops his ladle, spattering stew across the ground. What? The bandit turns. Get her, you dogs. Make sure your new cook don't run off. Help, please help. One of the bandits gives Timfrith a kick as they pass him, and he huddles. So I guess this is a dwarf that's been, it's kind of been taken over. So I guess we'll start with this guy. We'll go ahead and mark him as well. And we'll hopefully take him out quick. Only got 1 or 2 more hits, it looks like. Oh, he's gotten kind of, he got a little health back, a little endurance back, rather. Maybe he used his second wind or something. Come on. There he goes. So we're gonna fuck up this bandit.
Spot on.
That's a good arrow shot there. Hopefully we can unlock more abilities soon.
Let us end this.
We'll attack this bandit here. Do an old chunk of damage. And she's gone. We saved this dwarvish cook. I guess they stole a dwarf for their cook. Let's talk to Timfrith here.
Hail and well met.
Flame, thank you. I thought I'd be stuck cooking with these ignorant weasels the rest of my life, or until they were bored with me, I suppose. I must get back home. I hope they haven't hired a replacement. The dwarf looks aghast. Listen, next time you're in Gilded Vale, I'll stop at the Black Hound Inn. I'll let Pasca know just what you've done for me, and I'm sure she'll do right by you in turn. To be back at my oven again. So we saved the we saved the cook for the inn. I've earned some reputation, which is probably good. Possible to have a mix of positive and negative reputation with a group if you help and harm them in equal measure. So lots of stuff. What's Blascon? A common sight in the Drier-wood, Blascon is fashioned from sunreed liquor and boiled sap from Glanfathen trees. It's known to lend a sense of heightened alertness to the user, though it leaves one feeling worn and lethargic once it wears off. Mikey, good job fixing your garbage disposal. That sounds like it was probably a pain. I'm gonna take everything here. Person had some fruit on him. A cape and some other armor, some other stuff. That's fine. Nothing to beat what we got, I don't think, yet. So cool. Anything else in here? Oh, we can loot all these packs. Let's do it. More fruit. A rod. Some rice. Meat, poultry, a gate. It's going pretty good here. Task added late for dinner.
Certainly.
Tint is empty but for a pair of stained cots and stink of unwashed bodies. Guess we'll go down this way. Mikey, I looked at the manual for our garbage disposal once. I thought about taking it apart because there was a glass that got dropped in there. But as soon as I did, I realized it was a mistake and I didn't even bother trying to fix it. So it's pretty impressive that you managed to get that done. It looked complicated. This wolf. Die, wolf? So we're almost done this area. I think this is the last bit. There's actually some of that stuff I hadn't explored before when I was playing on easy. I didn't find the little encampment of outlaws up there for the dwarf. So that's cool. I did find this.
Certainly.
Get all those pelts. This little section up here. These aged walls appear to have once encircled this entire glade. Only a small fragment remained, and the stairs leading to the top of the structure have crumbled away. The heavy bricks are slick with moss, presenting a hindrance to climbing, but the stones themselves seem sturdy enough. Given the right tools, one might easily reach the top. Find a handhold upon one of the large stones, start to pull yourself up, but the uneven bricks and the odd angle of ascent make the climb difficult, and after a short distance, your arms begin to burn too fiercely, you're forced to drop back down to the ground. So I guess we'll have to find some more climbing tools if we want to come back here. With my barbarian, I was actually able to get up there because I had higher skill in athletics. You turn yours on with a shot glass in there. It's been broken for like 2 weeks. Had to fish all the little pieces of glass out. Actually, that's funny because that's very similar to what happened to us. One of our cats knocked a shot glass in there and we didn't know about it. And then we turned it on and it broke. So we had to pull all the little bits out and everything. I was just able to fish all the bits
how
out
welcome
without
some rest.
it being actually broken. So we walk upon a pretty bad sight here. All the bodies hanging from the trees.
You must be one of the new settlers. Welcome to Gilded Vale. You'll be pleased to know that we've had some recent vacancies here.
Lancen here is buzzing a fly
Of
from the
course,
trees.
we'll need to make some inquiries first. The inestimable Lord Radric VII has taken great pains to insulate our town from Widewind's legacy. Have you ever conceived a Hollowborn child?
I have not conceived a Hollowborn child.
Are you absolutely certain? Lord Radric has made it his first priority to eliminate this scourge from our village.
Bitch, I don't even know what Hollowborn
I
is.
should warn you, stranger. Here in Gilded Vale, we have a special place for dissidents, charlatans, and those who would hide a curse in our midst.
He steps to the side and inclines his head ever so slightly toward the deformed
His
tree.
lordship's wife is with child and due any day now. Without his approval, I shan't be able to find you a permanent settlement. It will have to wait until after the birth. We can continue our interview then, after the bell tolls from Radric's hold to signal my lord's new heir. In the meantime, you can find temporary accommodations at the inn just southwest of here.
I've been feeling strange ever since a close call with the Buick. Is there someone in town that could help?
Whatever your problem, it sounds like a matter for an animancer. However, the only animancer in Gilded Vale isn't in any condition to
They take anime real seriously here.
Consider yourself fortunate. After she failed Lord Radric, we saw to it that she wouldn't profit from the misplaced trust of others. A bad cure is often worse than none at all.
I don't think cartoons are going to help me though,
If
bro.
you're set on finding a bottle of troll piss or a dead Audra pebble to rub on your forehead, you're welcome to check her pockets. A little corpse stink is nothing when you're digging for shit. My advice, however, is to be satisfied that you escaped and leave it at that.
So this guy's just going to be a dick, I think. Something about Hollowborn and Widewind's legacy before. I forget that you foreigners do not have this curse in your homelands. The Hollowborn have been a scourge upon the dire wood for almost 15 years now. He lowers his voice to a whisper. Children born without souls. So gingers? He shakes his head. Pitiful, dumb things that breathe barely but do not truly live. Some say that the Hollowborn are a disease. Some say they are a punishment from the gods. He raises his empty hands. In truth, no one knows. They began spreading after the Saints' War, and so the name Widewind's legacy stuck in honor of that foul, blasphemous pretender. His voice shakes with vitriol. I don't think I want to bring up the weird ritual to him. Oh, that sucks, Mikey. Said that shot glass that he lost was from a band he played with in DC like 10 years ago.
Keep
That does
out
blow. Ours is just like a cool looking shot glass.
Listen!
2 tolls. Let that be the last.
3. Gods have mercy.
So these dudes are terrified by
It
3
seems your
bells.
arrival is ill-timed. 3 bells toll only for the death of a Radric. I fear Lord Radric's heir is lost, or else Hollowborn, and so lost all the same. You should tread carefully. Circumstances have changed a great deal.
What do you mean? You come to us in a time of mourning. Legacy has struck at the heart of the Gilded Vale. Our efforts to redeem ourselves in the eyes of Bareth must be redoubled. He set a steady gaze on you. Does this affect the Lord's offer to new settlers? I can be sure of nothing now. I advise you to get some rest. The inn or a stable for all I care. Find me afterwards. I will know more soon enough. Well, peace out, I guess. This guy sounds like a
Yes.
dick. And Lord Radric sounds like a dick as well. This is pretty much the point I got to last time.
Certainly.
So after this, it's all new to me. So I don't really know what to expect now. There's a bunch of villagers bitching about stuff. Most importantly, I'm gonna go. Oh wait, I gotta run all the way around to get that. This place is huge. What's this child doing? What's this child doing hanging out here? Temple used to be closed up. I used to be closed up. I used to climb on the big stones. Thiao Phalion? As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Reach out for the soul? I mean, why not? You see a pennant waving tall and sluggish in the wind, a rising sun embroidered on the banner, the vanguard of a small troop of paladins. The atmosphere is buoyant, if restrained, and their armor has not yet been tarnished by the elements. This expedition is fresh, young, filled with zest and zeal. At their head stands a commander, awkward in full armor but determined in step. Despite the excitement of his fellows, he does not smile. There's a twist to his mouth, his countenance grim. He threw up a hand, halting his troop. Silence falls among them, revealing a dark thunder deep and low. He orders them to ready their weapons and spread out. Eyes dart from horizon to horizon, necks twisting to see the source of the sound. In the distance, dust and lightning rise from the ground as Stygian clouds race towards them overhead. The soldiers stand, only the staccato movement of their breath betraying their nerves. The commander closes his eyes, calling a blessing down on his troop. Invigorated, invincible, they wait as the enemy draws closer, poised to attack. Interesting. Huh. So I guess we can get little glimpses of people's past sometimes. I don't know if it's because we've been in relation to the,
Are you looking for someone in that tree? I could introduce you.
Looking for someone who can help? My condolences. He exhales and turns attention away, watching the village around him. So, not very helpful. Welcome to our lovely village. Scattered between the roots and bracelets of twine and bead, wilting flowers and notes half erased by the rains. It's probably notes from the dead's loved ones, if I had to guess. This town seems rather big. Some villagers. Angry townsmen. What's everyone angry about? See 4 people gathered by the door next to the inn. Their raised voices and chopping gestures suggest an argument reaching a climax. The first figure raises his hand for calm. His face is partially obscured by a hood, but his height and stature suggest an elf.
I meant no offense. Let's put this matter to rest over a round, shall we? My treat.
Hoping to soothe our pride with a few Adira coppers, eh? We don't need your coin.
Just gonna watch for a minute. Another man glares at the hooded elf. His eyes are red from drink, but his gaze is focused. You've got a lot of gall mocking us in our own village. We don't take ill treatment from foreigners, especially not Aderans.
Go on.
Is that where
Say
we're
it
from?
again. I'm itching for an excuse.
Fie, you're itching for the kindling touch of your sister, you cocksfeather!
I don't even know what that means. I like it
Cut
though.
that barrel-looking tongue out of your head.
This is a misunderstanding. I didn't say whatever it is you think I said. We've nigh quarrel.
That's where you're wrong.
Well, that's not great. I don't think attacking him is such a good idea. The 3 drunks growl at you, and why is that? He's reaching for something, and since it's not the rapier, it decides either a wand or a throwing dagger, and you don't look ready to deal with either. Yeah, I'm gonna be the logical person, I guess. Coxfither is that's also my favorite word, Mikey. Coxfither is pretty great. They look at each other. One of the men gives the other 2 a warning shake of his head before turning to you. We're done for now, but this one better watch his step around here because we're not going anywhere. With the final scowl of the elf, he turns to leave. Logic resounds. The 3 stumble away, the elf turns to you, the tension almost gone from his smooth face.
Not quite how I hoped to get to know the neighbors. Thank you for your timely assistance with that awkward situation.
You mean for making them piss their pants? You're welcome.
That is one way of putting it.
Straightens his hood and note the remains of fraying embroidery on his gloves. His boots are caked with the dirt of many months' travel, but the leatherwork beneath it is sturdy and fine.
Well, I suppose introductions are in order after that little fiasco. Aloth Corvisor, at your service.
Mikey, you're such a coxfiddler. How'd you manage to get stuck out here? He lacks uncomfortably. That is something
I'm
of a
a
long
wizard
story.
by training, and an adventurer by necessity. I was born in the Seathwood, part of the mainland of the Adir Empire, and both of my parents served the nobility, which afforded me an education for which I am grateful. However, there were no open positions in those houses, and so I decided to seek new means in a new land. And how exactly did you come to be here?
Traveling with a caravan, we got separated near some
Griffin
ruins.
Oh, those can be dangerous places during the best of times, which these are not. In half the locals would arrest you for trespassing, and the rest would kill you outright. I'm curious, what exactly did you find there?
Be
You
that.
survived? I've heard such a thing was impossible. But it seems you either have a knack for timing or the favor of the gods. An excellent question. I came looking for fresh air and cheap land. Instead, the magistrate gave me directions to the inn and a story about the local lord's expectant wife. But I take it that's a familiar tale.
And you, like I said, I'm also a settler.
Indeed. In that case, welcome to Gilded Vale, a true refuge from civilization.
Alright, I should get going, I guess.
Given recent events. It's just as well. I've had enough of the watered wine and lumpy beds at the inn. They say even the owner tired of the place. Just up and left one day. It explains quite a lot about the upkeep. Perhaps I could join you. I could use a change of scenery, and I find it's better to travel in numbers.
Yeah, sure.
Excellent. I shall follow you.
We'll take a free elf companion. If he's gonna call people cockspithers, I am all for it.
How
What
may I
does
help?
he got? Wizard spells, so first level wizard spells, pretty cool. Arcane Assault, only the bolt of magical energy from the grimoire that inflicts raw damage and dazes targets. That's pretty cool. We got lots of fun stuff. We got some dazzling lights. We got some flaming fans. We got some Kalikoff's sunless grasp and Minnaletta's minor missiles. That sounds delicious. You guys gonna have anything interesting to say? Probably not. Yeah, it's all
I
villagers.
shall.
Everyone, not just him.
Yes.
Alright, what's all on this town? This big place. Can we go in there? What's the noise? I'm gonna go into everyone's house and break all their pots. 'Cause that's what Zelda taught me to do. She's got a cat?
Oh?
Cat. Afra. A Direwood woman is standing in front of her fireplace, humming a quiet tune to herself or perhaps to her unborn child, for she's clearly quite pregnant. She doesn't look very pregnant there. She turns her head slightly as you
Hail,
enter.
traveler.
Finally, I was starting to think. Oh, I'm sorry, I was expecting someone else. She gives you a cautious smile. Can I help you? Just arrived in Gilded Thought I'd get nice cat. Thank you. She's a sweetheart. Keeps the house clear of mice, too. Thought I'd get to know the locals. Were you with one of the caravans? Master Odima's by chance? And the rest were killed. Covers her mouth with a hand, eyes wide with horror. For a few moments, she could manage nothing but a shriveled, voiceless grasp, her eyes brimming with tears. I'm guessing she was, related to someone in there. I knew I told her it was a dangerous path to take. Kaliska, was always so certain she could take on any danger. My poor sister. Sorry, stranger, I can't believe she's gone. If only I hadn't called her there, if only I hadn't written to her, she might still be alive somewhere. Well, is there anything I can do? It's kind of your offer, but I don't know if I can impose this on you. It's not a small favor. I'm worried about the baby, about the legacy. I told Kaliska as much as I could, but all I know is that for a time now, every child born in Gilded Vale has been soulless, empty. It's happened to so many mothers, and Lord Radric, he's exiled all of them, calling it a sign of the gods' disfavor. This guy sounds like a real prick. With my Hathort, maybe? Gone. I don't know how I'd manage if I lost my home, too. Hathort sounds like a cocksfither. You know what? Lord Radric, he's a cocksfither. Right cocksfither. I hope Kaliska could help me. They say Ranga, the old midwife, knows the way to prevent a child being hollowborn, but she moved to Onslog's Compass 2 seasons ago. The journey's too far for me. I can't make it as I am, but I don't have anyone else now with Kaliska gone. Please, can you help me? Sure. I'll find her for you. You will? God bless. Here, I'll give you coins to pay her with. You can trouble yourself with that. Think it's a drink she fashions out of. Well, I'm not sure, but it shouldn't be too much of a burden to carry. Get 20 copper. Onslog's Compass is what we call the lagoon to the south. You'll have to cross the wilds to get there. That's what keeps me from trying it myself. Thank you again, truly. You're saving us both. We're gonna, I guess, we did kind of get Kaliska killed. Well, we didn't really get Kaliska killed. Oh. I did not mean to steal. I just realized. Can I put it back? Oh, shit. My bad.
Certainly.
Well met, friend.
Okay, well. accidentally stole from them. That's unfortunate. She was probably a cockspither anyway. Alright. So don't steal from people. Nothing bad happened there. But I'm assuming that can lead to some not so great things. Let's I guess we'll go to the inn for now. Let's go in here. We did some accidental theft there. I guess it wasn't technically breaking and entering. A bunch of villagers. Floorboards are sticky with spills that no one bothered to clean. I hope it's just beer. Some kind of brown slop is congealing in these dishes. It smells burnt.
Well met, friend.
Hello, welcome to the... Oh, it's you. Tinfrith told us what you did for him. It's such a relief to have him back. I can't thank you enough. That's the little dwarf dude I saved. Consider yourself a favorite of the house. Discounts on drinks, rooms. Tinfrith said he wanted to whip up something nice for you. He's already back to work in the kitchen. What would you like? I would like a room, please. Certainly. We gained a lot of experience. Okay, so here's the rooms. We can stay in the common room. We can stay in the Direwood's Pride. Lasts for 2 rests. We get +2 resolve. Or stay in Laborer's Rest, which is +1 perception and +1 mechanics. Inns allow characters to rest without using camping supplies. Cheap rooms are usually available, but if you have copper to spend, you may consider the more expensive options. The bonuses they provide last for a long time and affect the entire party. Let's, screw it. We'll stay in the Laborer's Rest. We'll spend some money. What is this? Your sleep is restless and fevered, assaulted by hisses and whispers, blanketed with a suffocating anxiety. You open your eyes to awaken and find yourself in front of Gilded Bale's gallows trees, the creaking of its ropes growing louder in your mind until the sound is deafening. Hanging from the tree is an old dwarf woman whose face is shriveled inward like moldering fruit. That's yucky. Her head hangs limply to one side. As you look at her, she looms larger and larger in your mind until she's mere inches from your face. Suddenly her head snaps up and her eyes open, and they are empty, and behind them is a vast nothingness that makes your stomach drop. Her mouth slowly parts, and with a gust of rancid air she speaks a word. Watcher. You jolt awake, the foul smell of the dwarf woman's breath still permeating your nostrils. Sweat runs down your face in thick droplets, and your skin is soaked from head to toe. You remember the woman. You remember seeing her decaying face when you spoke with the magistrate. He called her an animancer. Okay, so I remember that. It fills you with a new, queasy apprehension. You feel a strange compulsion to see this woman once more, feeling to confirm she's truly dead. So that's creepy.
Good day, stranger.
She's reliable help. I'd like to know more about the Black Hound. Who the fuck's the Black Hound? Really? Well, let me see. The actual building's been here for years. Oh, it's the inn. But the Black Hound's fairly new. We get a lot of new faces in here, too. Fewer than we used to, I'll admit. Tinfrith's the big draw. I'm sure we'll get the big crowds back again in no time. We used to work the tables, actually, until the old owner up and left. Nobody's sure what happened to him. Even left his poor hound behind. That's the name, see? The Black Hound? It's still sitting upstairs, pining after him, poor old girl. Oh, like Fry's dog in Futurama. Place ended up in my hands somehow, she laughs. Very own inn. A lot of hard work involved, but it's been worth it so far. I don't care. What do you have for sale? I got some stuff to sell. Yeah, let's get rid of all this garbage. We don't need any of this. Our stash has got a bunch of shit too I don't need. Why does this one all look like glowy looking? Whatever. We're gonna keep the crossbow. We may find ourselves wanting to use it. It does do more damage than our hunting bow. Accuracy versus deflection. Maybe we'll start using that instead. Oh, but it's a slow attack speed instead of a fast one. I see. Yeah, we can get rid of the rod too. That's fine. So we could just make 260 copper. That'd be nice. Lots of food stuffs here. Okay, so you can use food to get like permanent buffs, I guess. We can buy some more camping supplies. I think we're fine on those. Lots of stuff. Let's get a pie. Let's get a couple pies. We'll get a pie. We'll get some chicken. We'll get another pie. We like pie here. These cookies look pretty great. A little rice pan dish. Let's do it. We're gonna really sample a bunch of different things from the world. We'll get some ale too. I don't think we need any cheese or some milk. Could recruit adventurers. Oh, okay. So you can just recruit people. Retrain characters. They can respect them, I guess. Party management. That's all here at the end too. But we'll just go ahead and do that. Cool. So we made some more money. And neato. Alright, where's the dwarf guy? Back here? Yeah, there he is. There's Tinfrith. Ah, it's you, my savior. Makes a sweeping gesture to indicate the kitchen around you. Good to be back. Do not think I'll let this go unrewarded. I decided that you have earned the right to learn one of my most closely guarded secrets. My dearest recipe. After this, you will eat nothing else. So I gained the recipe for savory pie. Savory pies keep you hale and hearty. May it serve you well in your travels. So cool, we've got some pie. Remember, we don't want to take anything because it's stealing. It's going to be hard not to do. I'm usually used to just running around clicking stuff and doing it. These people have names. It's a drunkard. What's a drunkard like? Who are you then? Our fool to come to answer Raedric's invitations? Our great lord had my sister run out of town after the boy was born. Boy? Boy? Was this a weird way of saying boy, or is it a misprint? She's the only family I had left. Not sure where she is now. Need another drink. Lots of people hate Mr. Coxdither here. Oh, another soul I can reach out to. Alright. You see a woman emptying her satchel onto her bed, taking stock of her inventory. Potions, bandages, tinctures, and herbs are scattered throughout her room haphazardly. She bites her lip, head tilted to the side, considering. She begins to repack one item after the other, careful deliberation undercut by shaking hands. Each item has a clearly marked place, but no matter how she repacks it, she isn't satisfied. The shaking worsens as she empties it once more, one hand held to her mouth. Tears eke from her eyes as she gives up all semblance of order and shoves everything she can in the satchel, grabbing it and running out of the bare house. Straightening her back, she walks to the docks, chin high, eyes hard and red. A gangly young elf offers her condolences, but she can't see him from the ocean ahead of her. She wanders the docks, offering her services as a doctor to any who will listen, anyone heading out on high tide. Less than an hour later, she watches her childhood disappear in the distance, a tiny speck of an island, and tries not to jump. Huh. And he's got one too? Jesus. You see a group of young men standing around a makeshift practice target. This man stands in the middle of them, explaining the construction and use of a bow. He holds it up, pointing out each part as he speaks about it and what it does. He then walks away from the target, telling them to remain where they are, and takes his place about 200 feet away. He carefully lines up his shot, explaining what he is doing as he does, and lets the arrow fly. It hits the target dead center, much to the surprise and delight of the boys near it. He smiles, walking towards the boys, talking about the proper stance and how to most effectively hold a bow. A noise comes from the tree line near the practice venue, and he stops, scanning the woods, blue eyes squinting against the sun. A shadow moves, making its way through the forest behind them. He draws an arrow, lines up a shot, carefully tracking the motion of the hidden creature. Loosing the arrow, he wastes no time and quickly grabs another. The boys spin, watching the arrows fly into the forest, immediately lost among the trees. There is sudden explosive movement in the undergrowth as a deer erupts from the tree line, running across the edge of the clearing. The boys laugh, turning a joke with the man about his lousy shot. They stop talking, seeing him holding the bow and leading the deer with a knocked arrow. They drop to the ground as he loosens this last arrow, which flies true and strikes the deer right behind its shoulder, piercing heart and lungs and dropping it dead almost immediately. The boys stare at the deer for a few seconds, then slowly turn to look at the man, newfound respect in their eyes. He smiles again and breathes a quiet sigh of relief. So I guess we can just kind of get little glimpses of people's pasts. That's interesting. What is this? A bunch of carousers? These dirty carousers. Carousing. Is this another... Oh my god. It's just so much. I don't know if I want to do all these. You see a man soar through the air, hitting a nearby wall with a nauseating crunch. He doesn't get up. His attacker, a burly, clean-cut warrior with a carnivorous grin, turns and shoves his fist in the stomach of another assailant, removing another from the impromptu brawl. The bar is a whirlwind of elbows, knees, fists, and feet with no end in sight, and he is in his element. In the corner, three smaller men speak quietly, throwing malicious glances at the larger man in the center. He breaks a chair over a tattooed head, cackling. The trio position themselves in three parts of the room. With a tear snod, they charge. Unfortunately for them, the man sees them coming. Something in his eyes burn brightly, and all three slump to the ground in an agony that's all in their minds. The burly man bows to remove the unconscious and incapacitated before sauntering out, off-key whistle trailing behind him. Huh. Oh god, they've all got ones. Are they all the same? No, they're all different. I can't read all these. I mean, I can, but Jesus, I don't know if I want to. Can I open? This isn't stealing. 10 Years of Dawn. It's a book. It's got... I'm going to take it, just so I can sell it. I'm not reading it. I'm not reading all the books. It's locked. No one's got a...
I'll see what I can do.
Lock card, 1 party. Lockpick 6. You want to pick the lock? Just pick the lock.
The work of a moment.
We did it. Well, it's for whatever reason it's not considered stealing. There's a silly hat. Oh, I can't wear the duelist hat. It's so silly. For whatever reason, it's not stealing when you're in these rooms. Craving behind the books is a drawing that shows Eothas and Lord Raedric in a compromising position. That's funny. I don't know who Eothas is, but that's pretty good. We're going to take all this stuff. Yeah, if you guys want me to read like all the flashback kind of deals, bones recovered and tiny bite marks, it's the Black Hound. If you guys want me to read all this stuff, I will. Just let me know. It's just a lot, and I feel like that's going to get boring after a while. The hound stares intently at the covered window, head cocked as if waiting to hear a particular sound. It looks up when you approach and whines. Oh. Pet the doggy. The dog is happy to be pet. Wait, did I get a dog? I got a dog. The dog was added to my inventory. I'm not sure how that works. Oh, we can level it up too. Didn't even remember that happening. Let's take some, let's go ahead and go through survival. After the 6th rank, the previously earned bonuses become more powerful in the same order they were received. Oh, okay. So the first level you get an introduction, then, okay. Bonus damage for flanked enemies. Increased consumable duration. Alright, I see. What creature type do we get a bonus against? I don't know, whatever. And we can bump some stuff into, let's go stealth. Ranger abilities, we can get swift aim. So effects is plus attack speed and reload speed, negative accuracy. So I guess that's just a thing we can turn on. Wounding shot, we had that before to slow them. Predator sense. Plus 50% damage against targets affected with a damage over time, which we don't have any of. And vicious aim. Negative speed, negative reload speed, but plus accuracy and damage. So we can go with swift aim or vicious aim. I think I'm going to go with the vicious one. Summaries are fine with you. Not only that, but I'd like you to read a book when finished reading all the in-game stuff.
Yes?
Yeah, it kind of feels like I'm reading a book already, Mikey. There's a lot of stuff to read in this. All right. So I guess we'll go back to the front of the town for now. We'll go check out the old dead hanging lady, the animancer or whatever that was killed. Yeah, the one that's glowing. That seems right. Caldara de Baranzi. She sounds like a Game of Thrones character. The squat, distended body of an elderly dwarf woman dangles from a thin, crooked bough that sags at the tug of her noose. The bloated purple flesh of her neck, worn away in patches with like moth-eaten linen, bulges over the rope that suspends her, and her lifeless head lolls forward rigidly from one side to the other when the wind breeze shifts. You see a faint glow around her that casts no light on its surroundings, but there is a tepid warmth to it, and you feel somehow that you could reach out and touch it, not with your hands, but with some aspect of yourself that has no worldly dimension. Take a deep breath, clearing your mind, focusing on your objective. As you exhale, you feel yourself spreading out towards the hanging woman, perceiving all that lies between you and her with new, unfamiliar awareness. Once you have expanded enough to reach her, there's a sudden jolt to your mind, a ringing electric surge of images and words and sounds. Involuntarily, you shut your eyes and feel yourself being pulled down to some deeper consciousness in a space occupied only by you and the hanging woman, and when you open them again, she is staring at you with eyes clouded in a milky fog. Her body still swaying in a wind you no longer feel from a tree that stands planted in the misty void. The woman gives you a slight, slow nod of her head, the rope creaking as she does, and she smiles at you.
Have you come here for me, dear? Or have you gotten lost? Ah, it is both, I think. Yes?
I think I survived a bivouac. Would you know what that could be?
Did you now, dear? My, that would be something, wouldn't it? Could be luck, could certainly be. A storm can be a careless thing. Or maybe it got its hands around your soul but couldn't pick it up. A soul can be heavy if it stayed in one piece through its time. Strong souls, we call them in the trade. Cold, I mean. Called them. Those days are all behind me, no? Is that what we're doing? Perhaps it just seems that way. Perhaps it is the easiest way for your mind to make sense of it. I think it is a very good choice.
You said souls break apart over time?
Oh, yes. Entropy. Rimagan's work. We know little of why or how. We lose pieces of ourselves when we die and pick up pieces of others when we are born again. But less than what we lost. We tried to stop it with the animantic sciences, but with little success. No.
Yeah, maybe she is still DTF, Mikey. I don't know. He understands something that's happening to me. She nods, a look of pity in her face, so consoling a child.
The world looks a little different than it used to, is that it? Feels like you're noticing things for the first time that have always been there. You have seen past the shroud. It only takes an instant. Your soul remembers, yes? Remembers how it sees when it leaves the body, like being reminded of a dream you had forgotten. You are a watcher now, and a watcher you will stay.
What the fuck's a watcher?
What indeed? Long hours have many animancers spent studying such things. Not I, though. Not I. I'll tell you what I know, though, since fair is fair, and here we are visiting, you and I, and it reminds me of better times. Souls pass on, some say through Audra stones, which are the blood veins of the world. They leave the world for a time and are reborn into it, sometimes more than they were before, but usually less and seldom the same. For all souls there is a time where they do not live, yet have not passed on. And those souls roam the world, same as you or I, either leaving or lost. But no one sees them because they have forgotten how. A watcher sees, though, knows what to look for. And sometimes they know a person just by looking at them. Know where they've been in ages past when their bodies were other bodies. See memories even their owner can't recall. A wonder to behold when all goes well. A wonder. Oh, nothing to be afraid of, I'm sure. It's just much to take in for some. Sometimes there's trouble sleeping or other difficulties.
She smiles at you reassuringly, fanning out a tuft of long whiskers that sprouts from one of her cheeks.
You should see old Nerwald. He could tell you much more than I. A watcher just like you. Helped many in his day. Took up in an old keep no one would claim. Not far, not far. Kanua, beyond the Black Meadow. He will welcome the company.
Alright, peace.
Goodbye, my dear. It was lovely visiting.
Caldara closes her eyes and her head slumps forward over the noose, and your surroundings seem to bleed into your vision from some unknown place of waiting. Tigerbucket was granted Crucible of the Soul. That was fucking weird. You alright? You seemed lost just now. Party experience. I'm a watcher, I guess. Well, that's interesting. I expect that explains how you survived a bivouac. In any case, I appreciate your honesty. Since we're traveling together, it's probably wise for us to share these things. Do you know about watchers? Only that they're rare, and they seem to have unique insights into certain soul conditions, as you just demonstrated. Okay. I forgot to level him up, too. What have you got going on? He's great at lore. He's got super high lore. Let's do that one more time, I guess. And we're going to increase his mechanics as well. That's all. That's all I care about with him. Oh god, there's so many spells. Jesus, so many spells. Fuse of Vital Essence, what's this do? Plus 50 max endurance, plus 50 health for 60 seconds. Oh god. Combusting wounds. I think we should pick a heal of some kind. So I think we should probably go with Infuse with Vital Essence. Oh god, there's so many spells. Yeah, for now we'll pick that. Oh, there's 2 I can pick? I didn't realize that. What's Bewildering Spectacle? Confuses foes. Binding Web. Corrosive Siphon. We don't... Oh god. Okay, I see. What's the Siphon do? AoE drains, corrode damages endurance. That seems pretty good. Curse of Blackened Sight. AoE blind. Oh, there's so many things. It's ridiculous. Plus 15% of hits converted to crits for 60 seconds. Miasma of Dull-Mindedness. That seems pretty fun. Mirror Image plus 25 deflection until hit or critically hit. Necrotic Lance. Corrode damage and more corrode damage over time. Ray of Fire. Rolling Flame. Let's take Ray of Fire. That seems like a standard good spell to have. And a heal. We'll go with those for now. So, crazy bullshit's happened. Let's go downstairs here, I guess. What?
17 and a half. Oh, could be 18, depending on how you count the dwarf woman. The dwarf woman. You were trying to figure out whether to count her as a full person. I think you oughta. The people hanging from the tree. 18 of them. Well, last I counted, anyway.
So much people do for fun around here.
Though to the people around here, might as well be 19. Don't think I'd put you much higher than 22, 23 tops. You look like the sort that likes to get involved.
I want to kill this this Lord Roderick Coxfither. He seems like a real asshole. Looks at you in a moment, brow arched, smile
I was
broadens.
smoking over here, saw you staring at her. Twice I refilled my pipe. You never so much as blinked. Your mouth was so slack I took you for a Radric at first.
Kind of sorts lately. Of course, we all get our bad days when we stand perfectly still and stare at corpses for a while without blinking.
Careful, friend. Best not use that word round here. Could be any number of Radric bootlickers within earshot. Ciphers, animancers, watchers. Same thing in the eyes of folks around here, Radric especially. They come through these parts all the time with their cures, preying on the desperate. None of them are who they claim to be. Of course, seeing you with that funny look, I'd be halfway inclined to believe you were having some kind of communion with that dwarf. Either case, maybe I'm not 19 after all. No offense.
I like Eder. He's got a good voice.
The town's had it in for me for a long time now. Only fellow who ever stuck up for me, well, he's number 18 up there. My headman on the farm. Used to be my captain during the war.
Why was your headman hanged? Got involved. Radric sent men down here the other day, said they had it on good authority. Someone in town was working with Kolsch, plotting Radric's overthrow. Said if he didn't come forward right then and there, they'd hang every last one of us. No one was coming forward, so Swithin, that's my headman, he steps up and said it's him. They took him at his word. Bound to happen sooner or later, if not plotting against Radric, then protecting me. Who's Kolsch? Someone who got tired of all the hangings. He's on the run now, probably will be until they catch him. Farewell, I guess.
Picked the wrong god. That's what it comes down to. Used to be a lot of Aethys worshippers in Gilded Vale. That mess of rocks over there, that was a temple to him, to give you some idea. Then one day, somebody named Widewind shows up on Deerwood's doorstep. Says he's the living flesh of Aethys. Got an army with him. Suddenly, Aethys isn't so popular in these parts. My brother Woden and me, neither of us believed it. No way was that Aethys. He enlisted, then I did too. But, he didn't make it back. After the war, people took to punishing Aethys worshippers, accusing them of treason. Got real ugly, especially after the Legacy started. Folks needed someone to blame. I was safe because I fought, but then this rumor starts that my brother, that he was on the wrong side. And I wasn't so safe anymore. Until my headman stepped in and said they'd have to hang him to get to me. Seems that's no longer a concern. Of course, the townies don't do the hang.
Should I to be hang, or are you still here to drink? Point of fact, I'm on my way out and haven't figured out where I'm going. Not a whole places to go. We can travel together, come on. Some place called Cade Nua. There's an old watcher there who might be able to help me.
I remember hearing something about that years ago. He tamed that place. People would seek him out for all kinds of things. Troubles of the soul, questions for the departed. Of course, that was back when you didn't have to say watcher with a hush on your breath. A man such as that, there'd be things I'd want to ask him. Don't know why I never thought of it before. Not sure how I feel about setting out with a stranger. And a strange one at that. But, truth be told, you might be the only one in town who wouldn't feel some relief seeing me swing from that tree.
Fine reason I've ever heard one.
Alright then. Guess I'll do some sightseeing.
Alright, so we got a party. I think a party fit to take on a bear. Let's go kill us a bear. Fuck this town. Everyone in this town sucks. We're gonna go out, we're gonna kill a bear. We're gonna, where's this Cade Nua place? Oh, it's all the way over there? Okay. We're gonna go back to Valleywood, or Valewood, whatever. We're gonna kill us a bear. Fuck that bear. And maybe climb that thing? I don't know if he's fit for it. Let's see if we can climb this thing first. Maybe our new party member's got the athletics to do it. Scale the wall? Ask Eder to climb it. He's great. He's fantastic at climbing the wall. And he helped us up. So we got some dex gloves. Sweet. A scrawled letter. Do not think you'll ever see this, but you were right, Fulvano. You should have journeyed south together and been safer for it. I would tolerate all the gloating in the world if I might live to hear it. I put myself out of reach of the beast circling below, but I am done all the same. I do not think I will rise again. For find this prey for me. Perhaps in the next life I should be a trapper of wolves. Well, that's unfortunate. We're gonna collect all the goodies up here. And we're gonna climb down this wall. Let's go kill us a bear. And get our revenge. And revenge for this guy too. He might give us something. It's the important part. Is he still there? No, he's gone. That's unfortunate. He won't be giving us shit, but I do want to kill that bear. I happen to know there's something in that bear cave, because I did it last time. I was playing on easy though, so that bear's probably a little difficult to take out by yourself. Settler's arrow. Finding all sorts of stuff. We should probably look at the crafting screen at some point. We're gonna go into this cave and kill us some bear. Alright. So first we're gonna use, what's this, Defender? Fighter adopts a more conservative combat strategy, concentrating on locking down enemies that are too close. The fighter increases their number of engagement targets to 3, but these can deflection. Okay, you go bear. Go knock the bear down. You stay here. And we will use Ray of Fire on the bear. I will mark the bear. What is this? Crucible of the Soul. The Watcher unravels the vital essence of his or her enemy, gaining endurance in the process. Once per rest. Okay, so I can't use that very often.
Hey. Lavaru, be on seek! Feeling the strain.
Oh, run away. That's pretty cool. Okay. So that's doing a thing. We're gonna take that approach. Everyone's gonna attack.
Yes.
That's it!
It's going much better with the whole party. Stupid bear's dying. Oh, I think I let the boar be in the line of fire for that. That's not great. Oh well. Got a bear pelt. We're gonna go over here and check out this dead dude. Using our magic watcher powers. Reach out with a hand for the spirit. In a moment of contact, you feel as if you have been struck with a blow, head reeling as you tumble hopelessly into a waiting darkness. Light blooms at the edges of your vision. You feel the sun at your back and the weight of a bow in your hand. You know suddenly that you have come a long way from the vale hunting deer. Now you are standing before a cavern, and the darkness extends far into the depths. Even so, your friend stride out before you, his red cloak flapping at its heels. You follow, heart hammering in your chest, as he leads you deeper into the cavern. There is a roar like thunder echoing around you. Fear seizes you, casts you stumbling back towards the exit, towards light and escape. You see a glint of steel, and there is a sudden terrible flash of agony behind your knee. You scream, stumble, and fall. Your thoughts are chaos, lanced through with pain, but in a moment of terrible clarity, you see your friend look back from the mouth of the cavern, his dagger daubed in crimson to match his cloak. And then there is a great dark shape above you, and there is more pain. The vision recedes, and you are thrown back into yourself with seemingly resentful force. The corpse lies at your feet, and the specter lingers. In the span of energy between you both, you feel a sense of questioning, a confusion of anger. I met him on the road. Sudden lashing anger emanates from the spirit. Rage and grief seem to pour from the gleaming figure like smoke. I'll find him and see that he answers what he's done to you. For a moment, the spirit seems to burn bright, and your head feels a sickly triumph. The spirit seems to weaken with force of its own exultation, growing fainter and fainter until you are alone once more. So we need to find Lancen again. And, give him what for. That's gross. Got some cave coral. Some more cave coral. And we'll move on. So we'll go back to town. Now that we have completed our bear slaying. We also climbed that thing. Can anyone use... Oh, right. Small dog with a ghostly black coat and affable dispositions trots along at your heels, gazing devoutly whenever you come to a stop. Can I equip this? Oh, yeah. Let's equip it there. Does it do anything for us? I wouldn't think so. It's just a dog. Yeah, that's fine, though. We have a dog. It's pretty radical. Forgot to loot this. Got a bow and some money. Some camping supplies.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
Apparently we must gather our party before venturing forth. We'll travel back to the Gilded Vale. We're going to be looking to end here soon. I'm looking to do kind of 2-hour segments of this, and we're coming up on the 2 hours now. Let's kind of explore Gilded Vale a little more, and then we'll be done. And after that, I guess next session will be us traveling. Bunch of villagers. Everyone in this village sucks. Springberry. I'm gonna pick everything. I can't not. More Springberry. What are like those spirits? Despite the rains, the stalks feel as dry and stiff as locust husks. So you're in like spirits wandering around. If that's one of that's part of the Watcher thing. Gold rot shoe? That sounds disgusting. See what we can find in here. Kira Elof. As you near, you feel the history. Lots of stuff. Oh god. Oh my god. It's a book. I can't do all that. I mean, fine. I just don't really want to read it. Can I actually, if I can talk to someone that's different. I'm not going to read that for every character I come across that's got one. See, that's too much, and it's going to take forever. Yeah. So what else is in here? These two more people who... It looks like he's a godlike? That's so crazy. I can't believe they wrote that much stuff. That's nuts. Alright. So we will continue on here, see if we can find anything else here. Maybe acquire some more quests before we go out adventuring. Make sure we go into all the houses. They could all have stuff, you never know. Some free ale and some free beer. It's always a plus. Who doesn't want free beer? Oh, here's Lancen. You son of a bitch. This man and woman appear to be having a deep conversation, working at closing two bulging satchels. They move to embrace as the woman notices you approach and pauses, her small faltering.
Hello.
Do you know this woman, Nantan? Nantan coughs. Yeah, I think we met in the Valewood. I warned her about the bear. Glad to see you've made it. Was there something else you wanted? I want to know what really happened in that bear cave, Nantan. I don't know what you mean. I told the truth of it. Are you accusing him of something? If this is about the accident, we're both grieving Pearlie's loss. What was a wild animal's doing? I don't have the resolve. Had a vision in the cave. I saw Pearlie's last moments as he lived to them. I saw you cut him with a knife. That's not possible. Nantan stares at you. How could you possibly know? I left no sign. Nantan, wait. I don't know what you saw in that cave. This isn't what you think. Pearlie, my husband, he was as much a beast as that bear. I tried to leave the first time I suffered his temper, but he wouldn't have it. Nantan, we met, and I knew I'd found someone special, someone kind, who cared for me. Please, all I want is to leave this place, to start somewhere else. We've some coin saved up. You could have it, if only you let us go. I mean, I've got no reason to, attack them. I could go to the magistrate. You know what? I'll keep the money. Why not? I might as well, right? I guess we can loot all our shit. Because they're not here anymore. I kind of still feel like an asshole. I feel like I stuck my nose somewhere it didn't really belong. But fuck it. We got free money. I'm into it. It wouldn't even pay for our room for the night that we bought. But, that's fine. I'll take it anyway. And we're going to move on here. Finish exploring. Is there anything else up this way? There's all sorts of shit happening in this town. There's more grain in there, Trumbull. We won't settle for scraps while you grow fat in our crops. Trumbull from inside the mill. The first of you drunkards come through that door gets a shot between the eyes. Gods hear me, Swainer. I'll put you down like a dog. Come away for now, lads. We'll be back, Trumbull, and we'll have fair prices, or by the flame, we'll have a reckoning. Guess we could investigate the feud. Someone's mad about grain. There's so much going on in this town. First, mushrooms. All you have to do is wait a while and just open the door. An elven man stands before you. His relatively stocky build suggests a life of labor. His face is pale and drawn, and his eyes wide. Behind him, a younger man and woman exchange worried glances. The miller raises a club as you enter. It shakes violently in his grip. Get back if you hold your life. I'm not here to hurt you. Wait, I know you. You just came into town, right? Don't tell me Swainer's already got his claws into you. God, that's all I need. My name is Tigerbucket. I just arrived here. But a bad time to come visiting. Gilded Vale's had all of its shine scraped off. Just a big dung heap now, and Swainer thinks he's king of it. They're all of them mad. Who's Swainer? The dwarf, the one standing out there spreading lies about the villagers. Bastard's been here for decades, and he hasn't gotten any kinder with time. Who are you? Is Swainer roping foreigners into his little crusade now? Thought you could use some help. Those people out there seem pretty angry. Really? Halia's tits could use a friendly face. I take it you'd heard some part of what the crowd's asking for. Grain, as if I've got it all tucked away somewhere. Swainer's been egging that lot on for days now. They've been keeping clear so far, but if things keep on like they are, I don't know how much longer we've got before things get messy. Please, if you're not here on his behalf, maybe you could speak to Swainer. He won't listen to me anymore. Let's explain that we're all getting smaller rations now. We're all making sacrifices. I guess I'll see what I can do. I'd be grateful if you did. He won't listen to me anymore, but maybe we'll have better luck. Tell him we're all having a hard time of it, and we'll have to make some sacrifices. Folk around here say you're the sensible sort. Even Swainer can appreciate that. If you'll convince him. How do folk know I'm sensible? Is it stealing? It is stealing. A rancid stench ranges from the grain. It's mushy and mottled with green. That doesn't sound great. Moving on here. What else is in this town? This town's huge. Gotta pick some flowers. I like the double speed option. Oh, look, cows. Lots of cows. Yep, bells are bad news. We understand. More villagers. Hammer smithery. Ooh, a smithy. Can we get more gear here? I like gear. We find a better bow. It's all stealing. Apprentice. No, there's so much. God. They wrote so many pages for this mechanic. The Amama man has an impressive build, towering above the countertop. His skin is a dusky blue with deeper ungans, and his thick arms boast corded muscle. Small ears frame a square-faced jaw, coated in smeared soot and arcing black tattoos alike. What's in your shop? That's all yeah. Too much for sale. Wow, those are expensive. Is there stuff in our... Yeah. We're gonna sell all these things, because we don't want them. Do you have anything... There's a war bow. Oop, I didn't even mouse over it. It's just straight up better, right? Yes, I'll take that for sure. So I can have medium armor. Properties pierce proof, second chance. I think I might stick with the Saints War armor, because that seems pretty good starting out. We can deflect. Oh, these are all really expensive. I can't afford these things. A rope and grappling hook? Yes. Why wouldn't I? And a pry bar. You never know when you're gonna need a crowbar. And there's a bunch of stuff that's so very expensive. So yeah, I think we're gonna call that good for now. Trade with the man. And you know what? Might as well get rid of this crossbow too. Just bought a new bow and all. Put that war bow on. No, equip the war bow. No, you don't understand. Equip the war bow. Oh, this is the wrong character. God damn it. You equip the war bow. Much better. He's already got a war bow. I see. A saber was pry bar, right? Great. Alright, we've restocked. We're pretty much right at that time when I should be stopping the stream. I'm going to finish exploring this town. Get a few more minutes in here on that. How far have we gone? We hit pretty much everything up. Road south, Temple of Iothis. We need to go in that temple still. Let's at least get in the door. This is the old temple. See where that leads real quick. I don't know if it's another little mini dungeon or if it's just a old broken down ruin. Oh, there's a dying person.
Haven't been in here for must be 5, 6 years. Used to be real nice. Bright. Warm.
Man lies resting against a wall, lit by the dim illumination of the faded sconces. He has a gaunt, fox-like aspect, and his face is pale and damp with sweat. One arm is held loosely against his side, sleeves soaked with blood. Gives you an anxious glance as you near, his features twisted by pain.
Hail and well met.
Aha! Thought you were some... Never mind. Whoever you are, you've traveled a long way to reach the dark place. Temple isn't what it used to be, probably for the best, times being as they are. I'm no looter, if that's what you're thinking. Not one of the faithful either, just wanted to do some good, I suppose. Got my arm clawed up for it. Maybe you'd have better luck. Better luck with what? These ruins around us used to be a temple of Ethos, a scattered god, a grand temple at that. His worshippers would come from all over the Dryerwood, from Reedceres even. Matt Mercer? I don't know. I'm not familiar with Matt Mercer. Not so much from Reedceres these days. Till the war, of course. Even then, you'd get some of the stubborn ones. The ones that couldn't get it through their heads that their god was dead and gone. Let's get to the point. We gotta end the stream. As you like. Once the legacy started, Lord Raedric decided he'd be too lenient on the Eothasians. He had his people go in and put them all to the sword, left them down there buried under a heap of rock. Heretics or not, their deaths didn't stop the legacy, didn't do much of anything at all. They didn't deserve to go like that, chopped down in their god's house. If you can get down there, find their remains, maybe we can finally give them a proper burial. No small task. There's coin in it for you if you need motivating. A pleasant surprise to see that someone around here has a shred of respect for the dead. You're supposed to be in here. I'll find them. By the flame, I owe you a good turn. But listen, the temple's been sealed off for so long it's crawling with creatures, but if you get past them, the priests would be down there on the lower floor. They'd still be here if they're anywhere. Those priests had all kinds of secret chambers, switches in the walls, trick sconces, that kind of thing. Keep an eye out, and take care. I wouldn't want to have to send someone else after your remains. I'll wait here by the stairs and keep a lookout. Maybe try to patch yourself up some. Okay, so this seems like a proper dungeon. It seems like a really good time to take a rest there. So I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, all those sort of things. I will be doing this again next Sunday. Bye all.